Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cardone Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, David Bradley, training facilitator and coach with Grant Cardone. I am bringing you weekly sales solutions, tips, strategies, and attitude adjustments from the 10X world of Grant Cardone. Look, 80% of what we do here, 100% free. So, the purpose of the Cardone Solutions Podcast is to make sure the free stuff we're putting down, you are picking up and plugging in to your sales, your business, and your life, and you're doing what with it? You're getting some results. Yeah. So thank you so much in advance for hitting the subscribe button, and if you are getting some value from it, please make sure to do me a solid and share it. Get that stuff out into cyberspace so that other people can benefit from it. If you're benefiting from it, promise you somebody else will be benefiting from it too. Now, today's episode, we are going to get into how to stay on track in 2021. New year, new opportunities. Okay, new opportunities to stay on track or new opportunities to drop the ball. Okay, so we're going to talk about what you can do to stay on track this year. However, before we get started, and speaking of staying on track, let's have a word from our sponsor, shall we? Today's episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast is brought to you by Grant Cardone's Cardone University program. This is the tool to increase your income and grow your sales in 2021. Here's some of the things we're going to give to you. Full access to Cardone University with over 800 business courses. Private Cardone U Connect community over on the Facebook. Exclusive Uncle G live streams. Private Q&A sessions with Uncle G. Access to never before released content. Live weekly training sessions. And membership pricing on products and events. This is everything that you need to run your business and your household in 2021. Some people have gone so far as to call this self-improvement on steroids. So if you think about what your goals and targets are in 2021, and then spend a few minutes thinking about what you need to know, what you need to get better at, or even what you do not know, to reach your goals and dreams in 2021, I promise you, Cardone University has all the answers. Do not miss this opportunity because right now, to kick the new year off, we're giving 14 days free access to this program. To take advantage of it, head on over to cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. That's cardonesolutions.com/Cardone, the letter U, the word free. cardonesolutions.com/CardoneU free. Take advantage of it while you can. Now, on with the show. If you're still listening, and I know you are, you're probably wondering, all right, how am I going to stay on track in 2021? Because I didn't quite, we went a little off the rails in 2020. And maybe even before 2020, maybe 2019, maybe 2018. The intentions were good. All look good on paper, but how come by like early March, most gyms are frickin' ghost towns? How is it that we go hard into this new year, but then we start losing steam and momentum just after slipping into Q2? And then we settle for just another year gone by, okay? And aren't we all guilty of this to some degree? I am. I'll admit it, okay? Now, 2021 does not have to be a repeat of 2020, 2019, 2018, or any year that we gassed out at the end of Q1, early Q2. Question then becomes, how do we keep going? How do we keep the energy high? How do we keep that there all year long? Okay? What can we do to start strong and stay strong? Okay? How do we get ourselves to feel and to be motivated every day, week, and month so that we're producing results that lead us to accomplishing our targets and our goals this year? Okay. Now, there are steps that we can take, you and I, together, us, to make sure that we stay on our success path all year long. I'm going to give them to you right now. So if you need to push pause and grab yourself a notepad, or open up the notepad on your phone, or crack open a Google Doc, this would be the time to do that. You ready? Number one, numero uno, first thing, most importantly, get rid of the shortage mentality. Come on, you know you got it. Who doesn't? Okay, this is something I'm still working on. Okay, if you do not lose your shortage mentality, you will feel guilty for pushing for more in life. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, just go dig a little bit. You'll find it. I promise you. Okay, anytime there's been a shortage of money, now the government just goes out and prints more of it. So it's really not like, it's not a matter of being able to make $1 because, well, that's illegal, right? That comes with a $5,000 fine and up to 15 years in federal prison per offense. So it's not talking about making money. Let's talk about collecting money. Let's talk about earning money. So here's your action idea to go with this. Because I'm going to give you these five ways to stay on track in 2021. And I'm going to smack a little action idea on it so you got something to do with it. Okay? What do you need to unlearn? This is action idea number 1. What do you need to unlearn? What do I? What kind of false data are we holding on to about the abundance of money that we need to correct? So what I want you to do is take a sheet of paper or a Google Doc and create 2 columns. And I'd like you to make a list of all the bullshit you've been taught about money being in short supply and who is entitled to it. Make a list, write down in 1 column all the bullshit about money that you've been taught. Why is it in short supply? What have you been taught about that? Who is entitled to money? Okay. So put that in the column on the left. Okay. Then over on the right, I'd like you to just sort of like rewrite those things that has a more abundant, new way of thinking and seeing the world. Just a simple exercise. Okay, and then start operating from the column on the right. 2, never compromise on what you want. Nobody fantasizes about just having their basic needs met or about having just enough. Why? Because having enough is settling. It's really just a compromise. Okay? It is possible that people who have stopped, or here it's a question. Is it possible that people who have stopped pushing for more have compromised on what they truly want by comparing themselves to others? Is that possible? Is it possible that people who have stopped pushing for more have compromised on what they truly want by comparing themselves to somebody else? To give themselves some idea of enough, they look at what others have or don't have. Right? So, right, we just wrapped up the holiday season, right? TNT's got that movie, A Christmas Story, streaming for 24 hours. Okay, what's the mom say? You got to eat all your food. There's people starving in China. So we're going to make sense of the quote-unquote enough abundance because somebody else has less. So therefore, I should be grateful with what I have. But if you want to live an abundant life, do not compromise. And here's why. The why is going to be your action idea. Call yourself out right now. Think about times where you've compromised or settled or used someone else's better or worse condition to make sense of where you're at. Now, Grant says that the only thing you should ever compare yourself to is what? Your true potential. So can you make that a commitment in 2021? To have the self-awareness to recognize when you're settling for less than what you're capable of, then reconnect to your full potential and continue to strive for that level of action and thinking. Okay, that one thing alone will change your entire life for the better. So the commitment I'm asking you to make is to fire up the self-awareness volume. Just turn that up so that it's very easy to recognize when you are settling for less than what you know you are truly capable of. Then you can reconnect to that true potential that is you. and get back on track striving for that. Number 3, get disciplined. Okay? Since you have decided to push for more in life, and no matter how strong you feel about it, you need to get the discipline in check. Okay? There will be no getting around this one. Okay? If your thinking and behavior matches what the other 99% do, you'll never have what the 1% has. Their thinking and level of action is on a completely different level. Just look at Grant. To the degree to which you advance will only be limited to the amount of time and action you invest. Time times action equals measure of advancement. There's a little math formula for you. Okay, so here's your action idea to go with it. When was the last time you itemized your time? Have you ever inventoried out your time? Like, go back 72 hours. I think I've talked about this before. Like, what if you opened up an Excel sheet and you just itemized 72 hours of your life, hour by hour, in a very, very short period of time? You will know exactly where your priorities are, how you spend your time, what you do within that time, what's actually important to you, and how much of your time is spent versus invested. Oh. And so once you know how much of your time is going into successful actions, you can then adjust accordingly so that even more of your time is spent on the right things. 4, make a commitment to your success. Success, before it's anything else, it's a decision. Success is it's as much a verb as it is a noun. And once you make a decision to approach success, as Grant says, as a duty, obligation, and responsibility, it will impact your thinking and your level of action, your daily activity. And from this decision, then comes the commitment. Now you got to commit to it. You made a decision, now commit to it. Okay? Treating success as an option is one of the main reasons why people don't create as much success for themselves in their life. It's also a reason why people don't even get close to realizing their full potential. And since we're talking about how to stay on track in 2021, you should be making this commitment to success every day. Your commitment, it is the key. Turn it in, put it in, turn it in, turn it. Put it in, start it up. There we go. So, what do we do with that? Here's your action idea. What needs to go? You need to go forward, but what in your life needs to go? What are you going to give up? What actual sacrifices will you make? Grant teaches that you're going to have to give up the things. You're going to have to give something up. You're going to have to do the things you don't want to do in order to have the things you do want to have. If that means showing up early, if that means staying late, so be it. Making the extra phone call, working on your days off. What will you be letting go of? Because once you've done that time inventory, you'll see some things that might need to go bye-bye. You'll see some people you're spending time with that might need to go bye-bye. You'll see some thinking, thought patterns, behaviors, actions, alleged friends, news media. What do you got to get rid of? It's literally right now, this is the time to release yourself. Do this early. Release yourself of everything that you allow to hold you back. The challenge comes because a lot of that stuff is quite comforting. But remember, no real growth ever happened in a comfort zone. So what needs to go? And the 5th one, take action. Get out there. You got to start operating at these higher levels of action so that you can achieve the thing you want in 2021. And you can do that in a shorter time frame. Like, what would the rest of 2021 look like if you hit your 2021 target on June 30th? Wow. Because with a solid routine, an accountability coach, consistency, okay, it will almost become second nature to continue because you're winning. Victory in and of itself creates its own momentum. It gets easier, comes more naturally. And then it allows you to continue taking these massive amounts of action. Of course you're going to continue doing it. You like winning, right? And winning is only going to be possible when you're taking these massive amounts of action. So here's the bottom line with that. You, me, us, we are fully capable of creating the life we want, of getting the things we dream about, and achieving wealth in every aspect of our life. And this has been another exciting episode of the Cardone Solutions Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to get rid of that shortage mentality. Chuck it. Throw it out the window. We don't need it. Crumple it up. Toss it. Bye-bye. Okay? We're not going to compromise. We're going to work towards our potential, what we know we're truly capable of. We're going to put the discipline in. We're going to make a commitment and a decision to have success. And we're going to take some action at this high 10 level. 10x levels of action, okay? Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate it. Let me know how this has helped. Shoot me a tweet of what you got out of this one at David R. Bradley over on the Twitter. If it has helped you, though, make sure that you share it with somebody else so that other folks can benefit from it too. Once again, thank you for listening. I'm going to leave you with the words of Grant Cardone, totally appropriate for today's episode. Be great, because nothing else pays. See you soon.